Welcome to the Real Estate Scripts Podcast, the show that helps you know what to say when you're talking to buyers and sellers so that you can close more deals and earn more money. I'm Darren Tunstall, a real estate professional, coach, and #1 best-selling author. Let's get into this. Before we begin today's episode, I want to clarify some important points. I am a licensed real estate agent and my DRE number is 018534445. It's crucial to note that this podcast operates independently of my affiliation with Keller Williams Realty and any realtor associations. My primary goal with this podcast is to provide you, our listeners, with valuable information, insights, and practical tools. As a reminder, the purpose of Scripts and Dialogues is to come, learn, practice, and be prepared to fail forward. This is where we make mistakes and help each other out, but we're mostly interested in seeing how we can get better. First, we read through the script word for word, and then we go back and put it into our own natural tone, style, and phrasing. You won't know what to say until you go through the script. So, with that said, many people will say, that's not how I sound, and I totally get it. That's not how you sound. But that is the reason why we practice every day, so that the script becomes you and in your own voice. So, read it word for word first, then go back and put it into your own natural tone, style, and phrasing, and I think it'll work out. So, Carolyn, since you are farming, I'm just kind of curious, what do you have with you that you're farming with?
So right now I'm just doing my monthly newsletters. These are them. Um, so I don't actually go and door knock because, um, or for this situation, because I have about 250 flyers I have to get out, and that would take forever. It already takes forever, but, um, in this situation, I'm just dropping the flyers and going on to the next person. And then if somebody happens to be outside, I'll say, hey, how are you? And try to form a connection with them.
That's perfect. You
Most
know what?
part,
Yep. No, that's perfect. And you bring up a really good point, which I think everybody needs to hear, which is there is a difference between door marketing and door lead generation. And door marketing is exactly what Carolyn is doing right now, which is she has 200 doors to get through. And so she's going to take them, she's going to drop them off, go to the next door, take them, drop them off next door. If somebody's out there, have a conversation with them, but you got to get through all those people. Door knocking is lead generation, where you're knocking on the door and you're purposely trying to get somebody to talk to you. So that's a huge difference. And I'm glad to hear that you're practicing both. That's awesome.
yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. No, good job.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I have door hangers I need to get out as well.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's hard to actually work yourself up to do it, but once you do it, it's like, okay, yes, I'm doing it.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's a good job. I mean, start with one house. If you think 200 is a lot, just start with one house. I guarantee you'll go to the next one, the next one, the next one. Break it down. All right, let's go ahead and get started today. Carolyn, I understand that you're going to be listening, and so we'll just go ahead with the rest of everyone else. I will get this set up today. And this is why it was so fascinating to talk to her about this. We are going over geographic farming. And today's script is called Circle Prospecting Around Just Listed, Just Sold, or in escrow in your farm area. It could also be just regular marketing, just like, hey, here I am. This is me. I'm a realtor. Anytime you need to buy, sell, or invest, or if you know somebody who wants to buy, sell, or invest, then let me know. And that's what this is all about. So here we go. In this scenario, you contact homeowners around a recently listed, sold, or in escrow property in your farm area to inform them about its status and gauge their potential interest in the market. The intention is to contact homeowners around a specific property to inform them about its status in the area, while also exploring their potential interest in selling or knowing anyone looking to buy or sell in the neighborhood. Before we get started, when you want to set up a farm area, and if you guys know this, give everybody else a chance. If you don't know it, I'd love to see what you think. But where do you get your farm list from?
From title company?
From a title company. Yeah.
I get mine
Yeah.
from RPR.
Okay, you can get, yes, there's some tools on RPR as well, right? Title company you can go to and get a list. That's why I would recommend everyone start. RPR has some tools built in too. The one thing that I would suggest when you're looking for a farm area is look at turnover ratios. This way you can get to potential people who are in the position to possibly sell. So, for example, a turnover ratio means essentially what it means is people live there for a certain amount of period of time. And on average, in a specific neighborhood, so for example, they might live there 8 to 9 years before they think about selling. So in that case, you want to, let's just say it's 8 years on average, people live in a neighborhood before they move. In that case, I would market to people who live there for 7 years and who lived there for 8 years and who lived there for 9 years. And the reason being is because if they're 7 years, you know that they're coming up on the mark. If they're 8 years, they're on the mark. And if they're 9 years, then they're past the mark. So they're due to either think about or are or have passed the average time in that particular neighborhood. It's just a better use of marketing dollars. But at the same time, like what Carolyn's doing, just canvas the whole area and let everybody know who you are because you don't want to miss out on referrals either. Some, people who they do know. Okay, let's go ahead and get us broken out and we can go ahead and get started on this script. All right, Carolyn's just listening in today, so it's going to be you and I practicing this particular script. And again, we're doing circle prospecting. Do you do a lot of circle prospecting now yourself?
Not really. I did when I first got into real estate. I did the door knocking, talk to people in the area. But I was thinking, that's a cool idea what she said about title search. I wouldn't go title search, but I would go geo warehouse, find out who has been there the longest. I thought about doing it once years ago and then I never did. So now I'm
Yeah.
thinking, wait a minute, I never did that. And that's actually cool because then
Yeah,
if you have an idea of how long they've been there and you got their name, you're already on a personal level with them.
exactly. Exactly. That's all right.
I love
That's right.
that. I never thought of it. So now today, after I'm done today, I think I'm going to check into that a little more. That's actually awesome.
Good. That's the goal here, which is to
Yeah.
come practice scripts, develop the good habits, build the confidence, create new ideas. That's the idea. So I'm
That's
happy
cool.
that I mean, if we walked away with at least one thing today, at least that would be it, you know?
Yeah, that for me, that is it.
All right, let's go ahead and start this script. We already set it up. You'll be the agent, and
Okay.
I'm the homeowner that lives in this area. And today, uh, like what Carolyn's doing, she's just marketing. She's dropping off
Yeah.
flyers to the door. You're going to actually be knocking on my door, or circle prospecting can also be done by making phone calls.
Yeah.
Just
I'm
so you
not
know.
good with the phone calls. I'm not comfortable at all. I'd rather go to the door.
Well, at least you know the difference. But I do want to make the comment as how do we get over something that we are uncomfortable with?
Do it.
We do it
Just
so
do it.
much. We do it so much that it feels uncomfortable not to do it.
And it feels like second nature. It's just,
Exactly.
yeah, that's right. That is true.
That's awesome. All
Still
right,
not going to do
so
it.
let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and do some door knocking. You're gonna knock on my door
Okay.
and we'll go from there. So when you're ready.
Hi, this is Angelique with eXp Realty. How's your day going?
I'm doing well. How can I help you?
Great to hear that. I wanted to give you a quick heads up about a property near you that was just listed. It's always interesting to see how the market is moving right in our neighborhood. Don't you think?
I do. I mean, I've lived here for several years now, and I always find it fascinating to see who's coming in and who's going out. So yeah, absolutely. It's interesting.
Awesome. Um, have you heard about this property before? Sometimes these things fly under the radar.
This particular property that you're looking at, I didn't realize that they were selling. I mean, it's always been there on the corner and I drive by it every day. Did it happen most like recently? I haven't really noticed.
Yes, it did actually. It's coming soon on Friday and it'll be on the market come Monday. Open
Oh,
houses next weekend if you have anybody interested. I know staying in the loop can be tough. On that note, with the market being so dynamic, have you considered the current value of your home? Or perhaps you know someone who's curious about buying or selling around here.
that's a really good question. Honestly, since we moved in, I just been living. I don't even know what the values of homes are worth around here. I mean, what do you think? What do you think they're going for nowadays?
That's totally understandable. How about this? I'd love to provide you with a complimentary home valuation update. It's like a health checkup on your home. Plus, if you or anyone you know is ever interested in buying or selling, I'm here to help you with the questions or guidance you might need.
Yeah, no, I think that'll be great. I mean, basically, you'll tell me what my home is worth.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, that
Great.
sounds appealing.
I will get the valuation together for you and drop it off soon. Thanks so much for your time today. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Absolutely. You as well. Thank you. Okay.
I said that because I just am listing a property that's coming soon Friday, coming on the market Monday. And I thought about that after the fact, like, yeah, I should actually go to the neighbors,
Yes,
right?
absolutely. Because here's the thing. It's just listed. You want them to know that there's a home just listed. Neighbors typically know someone who wants to live in their neighborhood, and they want to be informed, like what's
And I've
going
never
on.
done that. I've never
Yeah.
done, actually, once I did that years ago again. Then I lapsed into a I don't really care attitude, right? I just worked and that's all I did. I didn't really, I worked in my business, but not as much on my business. I need to do more on my business so that I can get in business.
That's right. Exactly. No, yeah, and you bring up a really good point, by the way. By the way, congratulations on the new listing. So that's
Thank
good.
you.
Awesome job. Um, it's my firm belief that you should do a just listed. Well, you could do a coming soon.
Yep.
You do a just listed. You do a in escrow. Like, hey, everybody, we're in escrow now. You know, just you saw me 2 or 3 weeks ago. Now the property's in escrow. Just wanted you to know. And then as it's closed, now it's a closed deal, right? Just sold. And you put that sign, you leave that sign up there, and I would change my signs to, instead of being for sale, put up the just sold by, Angie Litty, and you have an agreement with the new buyers that you can leave it up for 30 days. That's free advertising. So
Hmm, that's
you can,
interesting.
yeah. Well, I mean, you're capturing them before, during, and after, right?
Yeah,
And because people are thinking about it, and this is the prime time that people want to know, like what that house is gonna sell for. And if
yeah,
you can be in front
exactly.
of them more often, then who are they going to likely call if you're consistently in front of them, if they are even thinking about selling?
That's so important because I already lost a listing because the gal went with the guy that moved into our neighborhood, new in real estate, and he listed one property and he talked to the neighbors, and my people ended up going with him because they kind of got to know him.
There you
Mm,
go, right? I mean,
yeah, if you're out of mind, and she thanked me, and blah blah blah. It's all great. I just said thumbs up back because I didn't know what else to say.
pretty much, right? So
Yeah,
so the fact that you're taking a listing now, the only thing that is, did you say you were going to list it on Friday?
and coming soon Friday. I'm putting it on the
Coming soon
market
Friday.
Monday. Photos are on Sunday.
Gotcha. See, and I'm curious to hear your strategy about that, because I do listings on, or like photos on Wednesdays. Listings go active on Thursdays. That way we have a full Friday, Saturday, Sunday for the weekend. But that's our strategy. Um, is there any reason why you do listings on Mondays?
Well, because in this case, it's going to be a dragged out closing because we don't want to close till January. She's
Oh,
moving into
okay.
her sister. So the pressure is not there, but at the same time, I wanted to get coming soon. I wanted to get the process started because I just met with her yesterday, right?
Yeah.
And I wanted to get the process started. So this is why we're doing normally, but I do always like to get one weekend of coming soon, right?
Yes.
And then the next weekend, it's on the market. I do the open houses, right? So I do the
Right.
coming soon, unless they need to get it on the market like today. Then everything changes again. It's usually however I feel out the seller, what I think they're trying to accomplish, and then it changes with each seller, right?
Absolutely, it does. I mean, you have to have some rules of thumb, but at the same time, like we talked about yesterday, follow the conversation. So
Yes,
that's a
exactly.
so that's a really good point. You are in the perfect opportunity that we were talking about before, just coming soon, right?
Yeah,
So I would definitely pound the pavement with a coming soon or a postcard.
yeah.
If you're willing to spend the money, you could do a postcard too. But there's nothing like being in front of the neighbors and the homeowners. Do a coming soon, and you
I
could do
think
a
that's
coming, and you could do a coming soon marketing rather than knocking on all the doors like Carolyn's doing, just coming soon and getting it out in front of 200 doors. Typically, my rule is 25 homes in each direction or 50 homes in each direction, depending on the neighborhood. But you can do that coming soon. And then when it is active, hey, just listed, right? Because then you can do your just listed. And then when it's in escrow, right? And then when it's sold, just sold. Now, that's 4 times that you're going to be walking the neighborhood, but that's also 4 times that you get in front of everyone
yeah,
and they're going to see you 4 times. They're going
yeah.
to see that home. I'm sure you're going to do an open house. That's another reason why that you can walk the neighborhood. Hey, we're doing an open house. Come by, check it out. I've been telling you about
I
it.
like the open house idea, like
Yeah.
doing a flyer for like, because I'm gonna book the open house for this coming weekend, next weekend, sorry. Because we're gonna go through this weekend and get it ready. But I think I like the idea of walking around in that area and giving up open, I did that once years ago. Like I said, I was on fire and then I just petered out. So I'm kind of like bouncing back to where I should have stayed, but you start getting busy, you think you're going to always be busy and you don't realize one day you're not busy
Right.
because you weren't doing the things you used to do. And so I need to get back to what I used to do.
So back to basics is what I'm
Back
kind
to
of hearing.
basics. Yep, back to the basics,
Right.
right?
The
So I
basics
think I like
work.
that idea. Yeah, I know. And you get busy and then you think you're always going to be. That's the problem is you think you're always going to be busy. Well, why wouldn't I be? Right? I'm busy now. Why wouldn't I still be? But it
Ex
changes.
Yep, it
Stop
changes.
working on your business.
You stop working on your business. That's the other thing that I would have mentioned is it's important for time blocking. Knowing the
Yeah,
time
that's so
to
important.
lead generation,
Yeah.
having a set schedule for lead generation. For example, for us, it's 9 to 12. Appointments 1 o'clock to 5 o'clock, right? And do not let anything interfere with your lead generation time.
Yeah.
Because if you start to allow transactional items
Mhm.
interfere with your lead generation time, then guess what's going to happen 4 or 5 months down the road? You're going to focus so much on closing the transaction that you have no business 4 to 5 miles down the road
That's what
because,
happened.
yeah,
That's what's been happening to me.
yeah.
And it's time to smarten up because I'm all over the board, right? I'm kind of like, I'm a Newfoundlander. We're all over the place all the time. No rhyme or reason what we do half the time, but we just do it, right?
That's right. That's right. So
I need to
protect
focus.
your time, protect your lead generation time. Turn your phones off. Only allow outbound calls. Do not allow inbound calls. No inbound calls. That's scheduled for time for admin and returning phone call time. Only outbound, 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 outbound. Protect your time. No marketing. Don't work on your website. Don't work on your social media unless you're doing lead generation on social media, right? But no social
Because
media marketing.
I'm bad because it's like squirrel,
Yeah.
squirrel,
Yeah, exactly.
right?
Well,
I'm
let's
like here.
it's easy to see the squirrel. So let's go ahead and do this script one more time and then we'll bring everyone back. This is a quick conversation. You're just coming to my door, you're letting me know what's going on. You can choose any stage that you're in, coming soon, just sold, just listed, in escrow, open house, whatever you choose when you're ready.
Okay. Um, so I'm the home. So you're the agent now, right?
Nope, you're still the agent.
I'm still the agent. Oh, okay.
Yep.
So, oh, I see what you're saying. So I can just pick the open house sign or the open house one. I like that idea.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Hi, This is Angelique with the XP Realty. How's your day going?
I'm doing well. How can I help you?
Great to hear. I wanted to give you a quick heads up about an open house coming to a property near you. It was just listed. We're doing an open house this coming weekend, and it's always interesting to see how the market is moving right in our neighborhood, don't you think?
Yeah, no, I'm happy to hear that. So it's going to be this weekend?
Yes, it will be this weekend, 2 to 4.
Okay.
On Sunday afternoon, I said if you have some free time, please feel free to come down and check it out because I do know that people in small towns get busy with their own things that they never quite make it out as they plan to the open houses. So I'm giving you the heads up so that you know that it's coming and you should really check it out.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you coming by. I've always been curious to know what some of these are homes are selling for nowadays. So yeah, thank you.
Yes, and if you know of anybody that would be interested to move into the area, or maybe you've got a family member that would like to move down the road from you, let them know that it's this weekend.
Okay. No, absolutely. We have a couple of friends who always ask me, if I know of any homes that are selling in this area. But yeah, absolutely. I'll let them know and maybe we can bring them by if that's okay.
Please do so. I look forward to seeing you.
Okay. Look forward to seeing you too. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
And now you have a really good reason to go to the door, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I latched on to that one. I like that one.
The open house one?
Yeah, because we open houses in my little town do not fly. Like, I mean, nobody comes to open houses. It's terrible. Once in a blue moon, I'll convince someone they got to come through. But open houses suck. So I'm doing one. Yeah, it does. I did one in Sarnia and I had, no, Wyoming, and I had like 6 groups come through. I did one in Forest and I had one group. Right? Forest, open houses, people just don't. So I'm going to try this weekend at my open house on a Sunday afternoon because I'm told Sunday is a better choice for open houses because people are more laid back on Sundays. Saturday they're busy doing stuff, whereas Sunday they're more apt to get out and go for a drive or check out stuff, right? So I'm going to try it this weekend on a Sunday afternoon to see if what I've heard is right, that Sunday is a better day for open houses than Saturday. I've always done Saturdays,
Okay.
right? So yeah, no, we like it's terrible our area for open houses. I don't know. That's why I latched on to going to doors,
Nice.
right?
All right, so I have a couple of questions, and anybody can chime in on this. First, I want to make the statement that Saturdays and Sundays, typically, if you're going to be doing an open house, we kind of launched into, just so everybody is aware, we kind of launched into from handing out flyers and doing circle prospecting around an open house. Now we're saying we're talking about the times. So a Saturday and a Sunday. I would suggest anywhere between say kind of like a 9 to 12. All right. It also depends. I mean, if you're doing 2 hours, 3 hours, you could do a 10 to 12. These are time blocks, but like just a 9 to 12 or a 1 to 4. You can do that. 9 to 12s or 1 to 4s as a general rule of thumb. If you're doing 2 hours, maybe a 10 to 12 or a 1 to 3 or a 2 to 4, whatever you want. The other question that I have for everyone is, are Saturdays and Sundays the only days to do open houses?
Mm-mm.
No,
No.
no,
Yeah,
I've done Friday nights, Thursday nights.
Yep.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. Where are the best places to do open houses at?
Anywhere.
It depends on where you got your house.
Well,
Hmm.
if it's your listing,
It's
yeah,
your
you got
listing, yes.
doesn't matter. But I mean, if you're gonna host at somebody else's open house, maybe around a school or a park to capture some of the drop off and pickups and things like that as
Churches are
well.
great too.
Churches, that's right,
I've gotten a
churches,
lot of people after church, they come by.
exactly.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
right.
So yeah, and you can jump on the church schedule and see
Yeah.
and see when
No,
they're
literally.
doing. Yeah, I know. There's some research that has to go into some of this and strategically do it right so that you
Mhm.
capture all those people. I am curious to know because Angie was asking or was saying that I guess in her area sometimes the it's difficult to get people to go to an open house. So what are some ways that we can come up with creatively to get people to go to open house other than just doing circle prospecting and handing out flyers?
Well, I think getting with your local your mortgage lender or your title company to see if they might be able to give you do a gift certificate um, or a giveaway, something like that. Provide refreshments. That's what we've done in the past, and you get a little bit more traffic that way because you wouldn't want to
Well, you
win it.
can call people and invite them too.
Yeah.
So you're not walking around if it's difficult in the area you're like if it's a gated community or something where the homes are more high end, you may just want to call
Hmm.
or send the flyer, get their emails, get your title company like I did to get your next sellers or whatever, or just the farm, get their email, send them that open house flyer in their email.
Mm-hmm.
So you both bring up some really good things. Number one, definitely heard of the giveaways. Who doesn't like something free, right? Um, And the other thing is calling people around the neighborhood as well, but not just other people in your database who are looking to buy or sell as well, but also other agents who may have buyers in your office, for example. Like pitch that to your office. Go to the caravans as well. Pitch it there. And you're right about contacting a lender. You know, sometimes lenders, to make it a little more fun, Angie, you can have a lender walk with you too, and they can help pass out the flyers, or they can even be there at the open house to answer questions about lending.
No, I like that part of it, like having a lender at the open house
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
and put
Yep.
that in the flyer that there will
Yeah,
be a.
co-branding is very strong too.
What's that?
Co-branding the flyers. And then
Oh,
they may they should pick up half of the cost to print them.
Yep. 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 And just so that everybody's aware too, for example, talking about half the cost, uh, a lot of times, like a title company or an escrow company will give you like little business card holders or brochure holders and things like that. They have other tools and resources that we can use to be able to make it more presentable in terms of presentation. So they have things that because they want the business, right? That's why they do it. They want you to use their title company. They want you to use their escrow company. And depending on where you're at in the world, I realize that sometimes title is separate and escrow is separate, and sometimes they're also together. Sometimes they might not even have it at all. So whatever you're at in your state or your country, you have to apply the rules and some of the things that we say according to where you're at in terms of your location. And I say that because we have a wide audience that's across many states and a few different countries. So,
I
Yeah.
know
um,
that the preferred escrow company in my office brings like treats and snacks, and she makes it a big deal.
yep,
Yeah,
yep.
and Facebook is a good tool to advertise open houses too, because a lot of your local markets will have open house pages, and also you can post your open house on your agent's page as well for your office
You
and
know,
other offices as well.
that's another really good point. Facebook pages. So here's another thing. You might want to write this down. This is an event, right? So you can go and create uh, events
I
on
like an
Facebook.
event on Facebook. I never thought about putting it as an event on Facebook.
I would put it in three different places. One, an
Oh,
event on Facebook. Two, an event on Google, because if you have a business Google account, you can create Google events. And three, I would definitely create an event on Eventbrite.
what's Eventbrite?
Uh,
Mhm.
I've heard of that.
Just
Yes.
look. It's a database that you can access for free. I mean, they have paid versions, but you don't really need it for this. But they create events that people can search their database for events going on around them, and they can
Mhm.
sign up, and then you'll capture their name, phone number, and email that way too. And then you
Oh,
have a
I'll
list
look into
where
that.
you can start generating and putting into your database and then mailing it out, the information to them for future, either for this one or for future deals that you got going on as well.
Mhm.
Right on.
Yeah.
Especially if you're doing a giveaway, like Shannon said, put that in your event because
Yep.
then you'll capture those emails. People will sign up.
Yep. And it's more than, I want to make a point. It's more than just creating the event on, Facebook, Google, or Eventbrite. What it also has to do with is getting your content indexed in those different search engines, right? The more consistently you do it over and over and over again, these algorithms are built these days to just go out and recognize this content, this who you are, and they put that content in front of people, and you start to get indexed in the search engines that way. It's more than just creating an event. It's a little bit about social media marketing too. All right. So there's a whole thing there. I don't want to get too far into the weeds with all of that, but you do want to create the events and you do want to get indexed within the search engines. Have your name there, have your phone number there, have your email there, and do not, if you're a realtor, if you're listening to this and you're a real estate agent, you're a licensed real estate agent, take your phone off the do not call list. You should not be on the do not call list if you're a real estate agent. I'm sorry. All right. If you have a business line that you want to do business on, great, do it. And you want to keep your mobile phone separately, that's awesome. But whatever business that you're running, don't be on the DNC. People should be allowed to call you.
I just think it's interesting. I never considered an open house as an event. That's
Oh
a new
yeah.
one for me. I've
Yeah, that's
never,
what I do. Then you can invite, you can
yeah,
send
I never
invitations.
tossed it.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. They're events. We got to
I
get
just never
creative
thought
here.
about that. I'm 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 so caught off guard because it's just an open house.
But it's an
But
event.
yeah, it's an event.
It is
If
an
I keep that
event.
thinking, if I can take on that thinking, all of a sudden the open house becomes different,
Mm-hmm.
right? I look
Exactly.
at it differently once I start treating it like an event.
Yeah.
It's a
I,
mind game.
Yeah.
it's it's a it's perspective, right? Just looking
Sure.
at it from a different point of view.
Exactly.
And that's why we're here to help each other.
That's awesome. I like that.
Good job, everyone. Okay, that's it for today's script. Tomorrow, we are working on something. Uh, uh, new home builders. But I may switch gears here because I kind of want to go back to FISBOs for a minute, specifically as it relates to attending meetups.
Hmm.
Yeah, I
Awesome.
I just want to kind of, I might switch it up a little bit and I might do a handout, but otherwise I think today was a really good conversation. So good job, everyone.
Awesome.
Awesome. Thank you.
Go lead generate.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye.
All
Bye.
right. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
All right, so that's the script. I hope that you found it useful. Just head over to realestatescriptspractice.com for more resources and downloads. This content is for educational purposes only and does not make any guarantees. We suggest you seek the help and or advice of your broker, coach, mentor, office manager, attorney, and or financial advisor. Brought to you by Darren Tunstall, a licensed real estate agent, DRE number 018534445. This content operates independently of Darren's affiliation with Keller Williams Realty and any realtor associations. The intention is to provide you with valuable information, insights, and practical tools. Please note that all results may vary and participants are responsible for their own actions.